Very special broadcast for you lined up today. We're going to have Ben Garrison, the most prolific, popular political cartoonist of the last decade, in studio, along with the most prolific, dangerous to the establishment street artist, Sabo, both in studio, because his censorship massively intensifies online against libertarians, nationalists, populists, conservatives, and just free thinkers, period. We have to hit the streets now, everybody, myself included, with street art. And that means I want to develop a plan to try to have art that people can print off in HD for free, print off at Kinko's, print off on their own printer, and then put up around town. Or we can post other people's activist art, but then also have a plan to then sell nice prints of the art to support the artist and then hang that up in your shops, your businesses as kind of free-thinking outpost. So they're going to be with us in studio coming up in the second hour. Sabo of Unsavory, in fact, let's put that back up on screen. Sabo of Unsavory Agents, and of course Ben Garrison of Ben Garrison Graphics. So that is going to be in studio. Very, very excited about that. They're here till Saturday. I want to go out and shoot some videos with them on the street. I want to talk about some plans, not to even centralize something, but just to try to really sell the public on this being the next level of resistance, which it clearly is. We got to fight for web freedom, fight to break up the monopolies, fight online harder than ever. But we've got to expand out everywhere else we can as well onto the actual streets. The globalists are so scared of that. Okay, that said, let's just go through these headlines. Judge bars conservatives from any business they want. That's basically what's happening. Judge bars are allowed to throw out Trump supporters. White House Dr. Ronnie Jackson withdraws as Trump nominee to head the Veterans Affairs Department. We had the #1 story in the country yesterday on DrudgeReport.com. Kanye doubles down. Mob can't make me not love Trump. We're going to get into that. 500 million Africans could invade Europe under ISIS plan. Dan Lyman for INFOWARS Europe. That's at newswars.com. And this ties into The Guardian. ISIS trying to foment a wave of migrants to Europe, says UN official. But the UN's working with them. The rest of the story's coming up. Just like the same UN refugee program with George Soros is honchoing, quarterbacking, commanding Central American asylum-seeking caravan set to arrive in California by Friday. Bloodbath in Cancun, 5 dead. It's almost every day now. I like Cancun. Too bad you really can't go there now. It's too dangerous. Are found in car at the vacation hotspot as drug cartel or spills onto the beaches of the Mexican resort town. And it gets worse than that. They're having deaths every week now in that area, in many other areas of Mexico for that matter, where they drug you so they can rob you. But, you know, they drug your drink, but then it ends up killing a lot of people, including children. They just drug the whole family. Very, very sad. German police invited to erotic bondage session after responding to complaint are invited to join in. That's DW.com. We're going to be breaking that down. Pig brains are kept alive without a body for the first time, we're told. It's all 30-year-old technology. And they're implanted human brains in pigs, pig brains in human bodies, and, of course, human brains in mice. And they're creating human-animal hybrids for 30-plus years in the literature, but they don't want you to know that until the last month. Suddenly they're announcing it everywhere. But I don't get any calls saying, oh, we're sorry, Alex. You told everybody this first. No, they just say, no, you're dangerous. You have to be taken off air. Macron says he thinks Trump will pull out of Iran nuclear deal. And I think the evidence is there. The supreme Iranian dictator threatens Trump, and Iran's naval commander threatens to sink U.S. ships, create catastrophic situation if Trump kills the deal. Iran is out of control. We will return on the other side. University offers cry closets for stressed out snowflakes with stuffed animals inside. Yes, I'm not joking. They're teaching mental illness and arrested development. I'm Alex Jones. Stay with us. The United States tested a powerful ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, ahead of negotiations for Trump's meeting with Kim Jong-un. The president of South Korea is set to meet in the next week with the dictator of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, as well, showing major signs that we're going to get a huge, real peace deal and an end to the Korean War after 60-plus years. So that is a big deal. Let's pray for that. The Iranian dictator, supreme leader, Rouhani, insults Trump as Iran nuclear deal hangs in the balance. Meanwhile, Iranian naval commander threatens to sink U.S. ships to create catastrophic situation if Trump kills deal. That video and the article is up on INFOWARS.com. But again, South Korea's Moon set to meet North Korea's Kim at border summit. That is good news with all that other bad news. Iran is completely out of control. And I don't want a war with Iran, but their behavior, their rhetoric, what they do to our ships there in the Persian Gulf is really asking for it. They're asking for another Operation Praying Mantis when their whole major fleet got blown up. All their ships that could be blue water went to the bottom. Operation Praying Mantis. So they're looking for that. They might be looking in the right spot. But that doesn't matter. We've got important things going on here in America. Judge says businesses are allowed to throw out Trump supporters. They said there's no protection for political views. Now, if you're a gay couple and somebody doesn't want to bake your cake, well, you shouldn't just go somewhere else. No, you should get $500,000. But if you're a conservative, well, there's no protections on politics. Really? Okay. And that's how political correctness works, is that you've got all these protected groups that are, quote, protected, so you can turn them into a victim mentality and get them in your little cult with the supposed fringe benefits of being in a group. But if you're a white male or a white gay guy or whatever, well, you need not apply. Just like Milo in that bar over the weekend, a gay libertarian conservative who's Jewish and has nothing to do with Nazis, except leftist groups have reportedly paid to have people Heil Hitler and stuff and get that on tape. And that's admitted trolling. Or troll groups have trolled him. But
Nazis come get out! Nazis come get out!
And he's there paying his bill.
Everybody pull up. Nazi scum, get out! Nazi
and about, I don't know, a dozen or so people chant, Nazi scum, get out. Yay! We lied about somebody, and we violated their right to come eat at a lunch counter, like they were black people in the 50s or the 40s. So authoritarian, the very Nazi-like behavior they're talking about. But let me just get back into the larger news here. We've got that article. White House Dr. Ronnie Jackson withdraws as Trump's nominee to head Veterans Affairs Department. He worked for Obama for 8 years in the White House, was friends with everybody, is nonpartisan, and then they had more than 20 Democrats go without substantiation, claim he got drunk, had a fender bender with no evidence, and so he's had to step down from that. When Trump's friends with him, the guy's a decorated combat medic who actually cares about the troops. We've had plenty of bureaucrats and plenty of hospital heads doing a horrible job. You know, the scandal is Obama let IBM have the Watson computers over the VA with secret death lists that came out 6 years ago, where the computers decided, just like they do at the National Health Service in England, who got health care and who didn't. Well, Trump's killed that, and he's trying to fix it, but many VAs, even a year later, will not put up the president's photo. They're in total bureaucratic mutiny. And they make people wait for simple surgeries that are 100% operable, certain cancers, you name it, that are 100%, 98%, but you don't get the surgery because they don't feel like it. And they put you in a database of people not to treat. It's well known. And with the hack of the Office of Personnel Management files, 20 million veterans and intelligence operatives and their spouses and their connections, the left all over has access to that database, and they punch into it and they decide The Communist Chinese that run UT publicly, they have that database. And there's investigations going on they know full well about. They don't even care where they run you through that database, and they have your secret data, and they decide. They've been given the keys to the entire NSA file on you and your family, if you're in the government. How do you like that? That's total penetration. Trump is just death throes of this country, trying to battle back from final destruction. And all the programmed leftists and people are like, no, America's going down. We hate flyover country. We hate bitter clingers. We hate capitalism. There's an excellent article, if I have time to get into it, about how Coachella and all these big, giant festivals are giant corporate brainwashing scams where people pose in front of signs like Hollywood, in front of designer brands, and people take photos of themselves imagining that they're celebrities, and how everything is total corporate fascism. But the average millennial question there in a survey said, I'm a communist or a socialist, 53%. I don't like capitalism, when it is the most disgusting, twisted, consumerist, empty, mindless, hellish, 110 degrees drug orgy. Spoiled brats in designer clothes, pretending they're Hollywood stars. There's the headline, the online, the outline. Music festivals are the corporate dystopia we deserve. But they identify as communist with smartphones, $200 skinny jeans, doing the duck lips, doing selfies, and wearing gold chains, and taking Molly, and having sex orgies. Think that's going on in North Korea? They execute homosexuals in China and North Korea. Oh, but you all wear mouse shirts and think it's sexy and cool. Idiots. Your little Islamic buddies throw you off roofs and cut your genitals off, but you like it. Because you think of it as millennials as getting back at Daddy. Daddy worked 60 hours a week. Daddy played golf. Daddy was nice and spoiled you, and you're cucked now, and you want somebody like all these liberal women that are into bondage. Statistically, liberal women are 3 times more likely, I saw a study last week, to be into bondage, to be into being pimped. They want a man to slap them, maybe loosen the teeth a bit, maybe give them a taste of blood in their mouth. They like their Islamic husbands. Oh, liberal. In fact, I forgot to cover it on Monday. Swedish women go to the refugee centers saying they want to prove they're not racist. The woman actually said this. The headline was, Swedish woman went to prove she wasn't racist, was anally gang raped. And then she said, I'm still not mad at them. Oh, yes. Stockholm Syndrome. In fact, it was in Sweden. It was in Stockholm. Funny, it's Stockholm Syndrome in Stockholm, where it got its name. I'm sorry, I'm digressing. It's all coming up today. We're up under UN plan, INFOWARS.com. We speak diamonds and silk, or diamond and silk, to frequent. But very sweet, very, very nice, very, very positive. Because, hey, we can even protect unpositive or nasty speech and unpopular speech, but their speech was just 2 sweet, smart ladies, 2 black ladies. They're on Capitol Hill. We can punch up YouTube if you want. It's got a live stream of it. Today, Congress investigates whether social media hates conservatives, The Verge is reporting. And what an interesting question. Today, Congress investigates, is the sky blue? Do ducks quack? Do babies cry? I mean, this is redonkulous. It is total war. The head of Twitter says, we have a revolution against conservatives. We're censoring them. We're going to destroy them. That's a quote. We have all the internal videos of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter saying, our main job is to stop Alex Jones. We have congressional hearings from 4 months ago with Congressman Quigley going, Paul Watson of INFOWARS was #1 at lunch. They said, sir, we saw it and stopped it. The CEOs of Twitter, Facebook, and Google. Yes, sir, we saw it. We stopped him and his fake news. It was that a Muslim did a truck attack. It was confirmed. We'll stop them from being #1, sir. Yes, sir. So now Congress is having hearings if bears go to the bathroom in the woods. In fact, McBreen made a little 10-second promo of that. I've never seen it on the show. Can we? I want to get McBreen's promo. I want to come back with that promo. It's a non-audible. It's video. It just talks about, are Democrats tyrants? Well, do bears, do Democrats try to steal elections and have dead people vote? Do bears go potty in the woods? But let's go to the committee hearing right now with Diamond and Silk. Here it is.
Being targeted and censored on social media platforms. Facebook, along with other social media sites, have taken aggressive actions to silence conservative voices such as ourselves by deliberately restricting and weaponizing our page with algorithms that censor and suppress our free speech. These biased algorithms are tactics designed to pick up on keywords, thus telling the pages how to behave in ways that repress and stifle express ideas, including shadow banning, which block our content from being seen by our followers while depriving our brand through the demonetization of our videos. Followers stopped receiving notification when we posted videos and content. Followers was also mysteriously unliked from our page. Subtle and slowly, Facebook used one mechanism at a time to diminish our reach by restricting our page so that our 1.2 million followers would not see our content, thus silencing our conservative voices. When we reached out to Facebook for an explanation, they gave us the runaround. Mark Zuckerberg testified before Congress and stated that the most important thing he cared about was making sure no one interferes in the 2018 elections. But after doing our research, we wondered if Mark Zuckerberg was using Facebook to interfere in the 2018 elections by labeling users' accounts as either liberal, very liberal, moderate, conservative.
Well, he admitted he was for the Democrats.
This is one of the
that's in the WikiLeaks.
To censor conservatives. So if I'm labeled as very liberal without the option to edit it, update, and correct the settings, then algorithms are already put in place which allows advertisers that have liberal...
They label you, just like the Nazis putting stars on Jews and pink triangles on gays. This is super dangerous, but they know that. But you can search engine WikiLeaks, where Obama and Hillary go, we own Facebook. We own Twitter. Guys... Gals, pull up the headline just 2 weeks ago. CEO of Twitter says we're going to have a revolution against conservatives and crush them. I mean, they're like declaring the war, and then conservatives are like, we think maybe they're doing this to us. Keep going. Diamonds and Silk. Or Diamond and Silk.
Then on the screen, and it shows clearly that our personal accounts have been already labeled. Diamond and Silk personal Facebook page has been labeled by Facebook as very liberal. Even though we are not very liberal, Facebook do not give us the option to change this label to conservative, making it less likely for us to see advertisement, news stories, and services for a conservative point of view. If Facebook labeled our user accounts as very liberal and got it wrong,
all right, that's good. We're going to come back to more of this. It's live. It's more sophisticated. It's part of the Chinese global system that's being adopted of the world social score, to where they just hit a button and you're banned from the web. It's called Internet ID. It's the holy grail of censorship and control. So we'll get into more of this and how it ties into NBC's failing bet on Megyn Kelly. Wall Street Journal, her ratings continue to plunge, continue to fall, because people know she's a fraud and they're sick of her. Meanwhile, they have a new hatred of journalism index being reported on. And, of course, Acosta of CNN talked about it's so dangerous, Trump's going to get people killed, attacking free speech. No, saying fake journalists like Jim Acosta and Megyn Kelly are frauds, saying that they're full of lies and disinfo is not attacking the press. It's saying you are a liar. You're attacking us. You're misrepresenting us. You're saying go after libertarians, go after nationalists. You're calling us Nazis. Tom Arnold's telling Candace Owens to suck to racist you-know-what, you're the ones that are completely out of control. Then you point your finger at us, and you say, we're going to cause violence. That's what my sources have told me. They're getting ready, the globalists, to stage attacks against universities, against media institutions, against the UN, against the Federal Reserve, to then say anybody that criticizes those things are on the side of the terrorist. Get ready for it. It's their next move. Amazing. Now, if you want to counter